Now, as crazy as this is so far, he gets out of the car and he's muttering to himself, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, maliki yawmiddin. And that wasn't alerting to anybody?
What does that mean again?
In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, there is only one God, and he is God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God.
Yeah. But, you know, the thing that blew me away with Joby is that Joby's first book was about al-Belawi, the guy who blew up the base, the CIA base, who was a Jordanian doctor.
I think I'm in that book.
You probably are.
Yeah.
Wait, do you remember the context you might have been?
Yeah, I sat next to Jennifer Matthews.
The woman who died?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were
you
branch
knew her
chiefs
well.
together. Oh, yeah. I knew her very well. She was the chief of, I forget what she was the chief of, and I was the chief of counterintelligence in Alex Station. So we sat next to each other.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
You were the chief of Did you tell me this before?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You were the chief of counterintelligence on the Bin Laden desk.
Yeah.
For how long?
Oh, not long. From when I got back from the Abu Zubaydah operation to when I went up to the 7th floor as the executive assistant.
Okay, so this is after 9/11.
After 9/11.
All right, I think we did talk about this. Well, but let's take a little side trip, though. We'll come back to the king. What was that like at that point? Because he's in the weeds. He's in the wind, I should say.
Yeah, he was in the wind. So my job was to counter Al-Qaeda efforts to infiltrate the CIA.
Al-Qaeda was infiltrated.
Yeah.
Did they ever successfully do it?
No. But
That's good.
The closest they ever came was, unfortunately, the host bombing, where she was killed.
Right. So source infiltration.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. All right.
You know, may I finish
Please.
a couple thoughts on
Yes.
Jennifer? And I told Joby this when he was writing the book. Many of us were furious with the CIA, not with Jennifer. Jennifer fucked up, but it was not her fault. The CIA's got this rule, stupid rule, that in order to be promoted to the senior intelligence service, you have to have done a rotation in the policy community and a rotation in another directorate. So, like for me, I started in the DI, I went to the DO. And then I did a rotation to the State Department, where I was in the American Embassy in Bahrain for 2 years, and then I was the Iraq desk officer at State. Legitimate State Department jobs. So that made me eligible to be promoted to the Senior Intelligence Service. She had done a rotation at State, but she had never done a rotation in Ops. Well, post 9/11, everybody's like a chicken without a head, right? So if you're an analyst, a career analyst, she'd been in for 12, 15 years by then. You're an analyst and they want to move you into an operational position. You've got to go through something called the Operations Course Accelerated, OCA. So you skip all the CIA 101 silliness. This is what a cable is. This is what an operation is. This is, you already know all that stuff, so you just skip it. So instead of an 18-month class, yours is 6 months. And they teach you how to shoot and how to do the crazy driving and how to build a bomb and how to take a bomb apart and how to do all these different things in those 6 weeks. And then you go out to the field. So all of this, the weapons, the counter surveillance, all this stuff is fresh in your mind. But with Jennifer, they're like, oh my God, we need somebody to go to host, like right now. Hey, Jennifer, you need a rotation of the DO, right? So you can get promoted? Okay, shit. Go to coast. Can you go tomorrow? And they send her. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. She didn't have any experience at all in operations. Zero experience in operations. She was brilliant and a great analyst, but they didn't train her to protect herself. And the next thing you know, we get this volunteer, and he's Bin Laden's doctor. And oh my God, it's amazing.
Al-Belawi.
Yeah, Belawi. And so this is going to be the greatest source we've ever had against Al-Qaeda. And it just fell into our lap because he just volunteered. And let's bring him onto the compound. And then they learn, well, it's his birthday, right? So we're going to bake him a cake. We're going to bake him a cake and sing happy birthday. Oh, you know what would be a better idea? Let's meet him outside the hard line. Let's meet him where we can't be protected, because that'll show him how much we like him and how grateful we are for his information. And we'll give him the cake. So everybody leave your posts and let's all go out to the car. Now, as crazy as this is so far, he gets out of the car and he's muttering to himself, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah, Maliki Yawmiddin. And that wasn't alerting to anybody?
What does that mean again?
In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, there is only one God and he is God and Muhammad is the messenger of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what you want to hear when they're standing there with a fucking birthday cake.
No.
And then he blows everybody up.
Yeah.
It was the worst. It was the worst deadly attack in CIA history. We lost more people that day than in any other day in the history of the CIA.
This is like, what, like 07?
Mm-hmm.
So you were out.
I was out. I was at ABC News then doing counterterrorism commentary.
Got it.
Mm.
That's where your timeline picks up. But so you were with her, though, on that desk for a little while.
Yeah.
What was that desk like?
Busy.
Yeah.
Oh
What kind of leads were you getting on them? Because no one knew at that time.
No, most of what we were getting was shit. You know, you get, when I was in Pakistan, I used to get these people all the time, walk-ins.
Yep.
So a walk-in is somebody who literally walks in off the street and says, I have intelligence that I want to share with the CIA. Okay. 98% of the time, it's a lunatic, right? 1% of the time, it's either what's called an intelligence peddler, which is somebody who actually has a nugget of interesting information. And he brings it to you, and you give him $100. But then he goes to the British embassy, and then the French embassy, and then the Russian embassy, and then that's a month's salary.
You got to make a living.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
The other 0.5% is what's called a probe. So this is usually Iranian. It can be Hezbollah or North Korean. And they'll come into the embassy like this. They'll be like, yeah, I have information I want to give to the CIA. Can you call a CIA guy down here for me? And they're looking like, where are the cameras? Are the doors armored? Are the windows armored? How many of the people I'm dealing with have guns? Can I see the true name of anybody on their badge, or have they obscured their badge? How many checkpoints do I have to get through before I'm actually inside? So in the event that they want to attack our embassy at some point and blow it up, they've got a design on how to do that. That's why we keep them outside the hard line. Only in the smallest embassies do you bring them in. But otherwise, you know, I'll meet you at that shack in the parking lot because you're not coming in here.
Yeah.
But then the remaining 1% is the real deal. And the old timers who worked against the Soviets will tell you that the greatest sources in the history of the CIA started as walk-ins because they're so deep down into the weeds that you would never encounter them. You're not going to meet those people at some diplomatic cocktail party, right? You're not going to meet them anywhere officially. Like, are you going to meet a North Korean nuclear scientist at a cocktail party? Of course you're not. But he may just walk up to the embassy and knock on the door. That's a career-making recruitment. And so when they saw Balawi and he's, you know, pretending to be, well, I'm not sure I want to do this. Well, but maybe I should because 3,000 Americans were killed. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. He played it just right.
Yeah.
And they were so excited because this was the first major source that we had, akin to what we once had against the Soviets. This is going to make, people are going to get medals. They're going to get promoted. You know, this is going to be incredible.
Hey guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's a huge, huge help. Thank you.
Where did you guys, when you were on the desk, 04, whatever, somewhere in there, where did you guys think he was? Where was your inkling?
Bin Laden?
Yep.
It was pretty well split. I thought he was in Afghanistan. And,
Why?
I just didn't think he had the wherewithal to get out from Tora Bora. I thought that he was hunkered down in a cave. I really did. And then, you know, later on somebody said, oh, he's probably still in that cave. And I said, no, that doesn't make sense. We know that he's got kidney problems. And it's cold in caves. You can be in a cave, okay, overnight, but not years in a cave. I said, he's probably in some little village somewhere in some, you know, mud hut. And then the other half believed, nah, he's probably in Pakistan. He's probably like right on the border somewhere. We didn't realize he had gotten so far in. And he's staying at, what was effectively the west point of Pakistan.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Right on top of it.
Abbottabad.
That's nuts that you won that desk.
Can I go back to John Kerry?
You can
for
do
one
whatever you
minute?
want,
'Cause
John.
You've just reminded me of something, or I've reminded myself of something. Abbottabad.
He asked me like I'm going to say no, fuck you.
One of the things I told Kerry early on, he told me, hey, we need to come up with some investigations. This is when I thought he actually meant it before I learned better.
Yeah.
And I said, are you planning any international travel? And he said, yeah, I want to go to Pakistan and Afghanistan. I said, okay, I'll go with you to Pakistan and Afghanistan. But I think what we should do is the doctor that led us to bin Laden. Do you remember the story of the doctor? We recruited a Pakistani doctor to go to Abbottabad. Let me back up.
Yeah.
So we've got drones, and the drones are flying over Abbottabad. We had a source who said, hey, there's a guy in Abbottabad, and he's really tall, and he just walks in circles in the backyard. Never leaves. Just walks in circles in the backyard. So maybe it's bin Laden. And we said, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But another thing that's interesting about this house that he's in is most of the houses have 8-foot tall walls around them because you don't want anybody to see your women, right?
Right.
You put walls around your house.
Yeah, you got to keep them protected.
But this wall around this house is 20 feet. It's not 8 feet. So, and this tall guy in white just walking in circles. Never
Fucking
leaves the house.
Anunnaki. Someone's in there.
Right? This is somebody, whoever it is. If it's not bin Laden, it's somebody. So what we did is we recruited a doctor, and a Pakistani doctor. And we said, we want you to go to Abbottabad, go to this neighborhood and give free polio vaccines. But as you're giving the polio vaccine, take a little DNA test. Now,
somewhere RFK is going, this is how they get you. They come up with the polio vaccine. And then you're fucked. So we got bin Laden.
So, excuse me. The bin Laden family was deeply ashamed of what Osama had done. So they offered us their help. And we said, well, what would be nice would be a DNA sample. So in case we kill him and we blast him to a million pieces, we can pick up a piece of meat and run a DNA test and we confirm that it's him.
That was a nice flex you just did, by the way. That was why I laughed. They showed me something. But go ahead.
I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I love how you just don't stop the story. Just keep going. He'll laugh.
So we had the DNA profile of the bin Laden family in general. So we recruit this doctor. He goes in the neighborhood, hey, playing the music. No, there's no music. Like a ice cream truck.
I would have gone with it.
Free polio vaccines for everybody. And these women bring the children out, and he gives the polio vaccine, and he takes a little DNA. We run the sample. Bin Laden family. So they had called him the walking man all this time. And it was then that they were able to confirm it was him. So Obama sends in the stealth helicopters. They kill him. They take the body. They take the wives. The rest is history. So I said to Kerry, this is 2009, the Pakistanis arrested that doctor. They charged him with espionage.
This is before he's killed, because he's killed in 2011.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
So I said, we should get him out and bring him back to the United States.
Oh, because you knew that you were read in on the intelligence that they confirmed it was him.
Mm-hmm.
You knew about bin Laden's whereabouts 2 years before it happened, and you weren't even in CIA anymore?
Yeah. People talk.
Yeah, how do you know?
People talk.
Holy shit.
They get excited and they can't keep it to themselves.
Yeah, I'm going to tie you down later and fucking get all the secrets out of you.
I've been out 20 years now.
Pause.
So I said to Kerry, we should get this guy out. I said, you'll be a national hero if you can get this guy out. And the Pakistanis loved Kerry. So he's like,
that's not reassuring.
No. And he's like, nah.
Unless he just starts cracking.
He's like, I don't want to interfere in the, the internal relations, the internal politics of it. I said, Senator, there's no downside to this. There's no downside. This guy risked his life to give us Osama bin Laden. Let's just do him a solid. Bring him back. Wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it. And
did he give you a reason?
He
Like a legit-
didn't want to get involved. And now he may have had the idea on his own and raised it with Obama, and Obama said "fuck you," or he said something to whoever was CIA director at the time. I don't even. It was
Hayden. 09 would have been Hayden.
It was right after Hayden.
Morrell.
Morrell was acting. No, it was what's his face from California, the congressman, Leon Panetta. Yeah, it was Leon Panetta, because then Panetta went on to be Secretary of Defense.
He was in charge when the Bin Laden thing happened.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.